loves, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you are new, hi, hello, my name is Loey. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys my recent paranormal updates. Even though that's not particularly Christmassy, I just have had some weird things happen recently, and I wasn't going to tell this on YouTube. I've been keeping a lot of my more recent paranormal experiences to myself because I do feel like there's been sort of an influx, especially after my last haunted doll video. I just saw a weird influx of people, like, kind of, like I said, there's just a lot of negativity right now, but a lot of people, you know, really kind of getting irritated, I think, with my own personal paranormal stories. But it's not fair to those of you who want to hear them to just keep them off because of any negativity or any like unkindness that I see. And it's not fair to myself either not to talk about what I want to talk about. So I think that I should first start off by saying that I've been thrift shopping and antiquing a lot recently. Haley and I were on the phone with each other the other day and we were like, what are we gonna get each other for Christmas? Like, what do you want? I don't want anything. What do you want? I don't want anything. And we were both kind of like trying to figure out what to get each other. Haley and I were going to meet up before the holiday, but honestly, this season has gotten crazy. And I was like, let's just go like thrift shopping or antique shopping together and find each other something like really cool and really unique we couldn't have gotten like anywhere else. And it didn't wind up happening, but I was just in the mood to go thrift shopping, and I am every single year around this time for some reason. I love buying people gifts that they cannot find anywhere else. I loved, last year I got some of the people in my life like antique books that were way overpriced but that they couldn't purchase anywhere else, that were really niche and like not mass produced, that were like someone else's book passed down. And when you guys eventually see my apartment tour, you'll know I antique a lot. Like, I antique shop a lot. Like, I have a lot of old things. And that's just sort of my style. I've always loved vintage and old items. This was a little Christmas gift to myself, and it was not inexpensive by any account. Actually, this was also a Christmas gift to myself, but this was very inexpensive. This is just like a really cute little heart necklace that I got from a seller on eBay. But there is this. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rose gold locket. The chain is new, I believe. I could be totally wrong. Yeah, it's a new chain. But the locket itself is supposedly well over 100 years old. This is a really old locket, and it's been very well cared for. I haven't even looked inside of it, and maybe I should. So here's the inside of it. And it's just this beautiful little rose gold locket. I think it's interesting how different rose gold looked back then, but like, my goodness, my pigs, you guys, they're breaking my heart with all this fighting recently. So I got that for myself, and that was just like my gift to myself this holiday. And I was actually thrift shopping for somebody else, and I just saw this and fell in love with it and knew that I had to have it. So there's something else that I bought that I think will really surprise you guys, that this story is not about that. But I'm gonna do a thrift haul and like introduce you guys to like everything that I purchased recently that's from thrift shopping. I bought a doll, like a Victorian composition doll that is over 100 years old. And not because it looks haunted, not because it is haunted, because I love to collect old things. Like, it's just me. Like, that's all there is to it. And I think it's kind of surprising that if anything had like a spirit or an entity attached to it, it wasn't that doll. But I'm telling you guys, I had the most bizarre dream in relation to this necklace, and I'm gonna tell you guys about it right now. And this could have been manufactured by my head. Like, this could have been something where I was already kind of creeped out and maybe this really was a dream, but the following events make me believe that something is odd. Like, odd. So I don't know, I might be the proud owner of a haunted freaking locket, but I'm just gonna tell you guys, and you can tell me what you think, if this was just like my mind projecting, but then there are paranormal things happening. I don't know. Okay. The first dream was the night that I got the locket. It was also the night that I got the doll, that I got a lot of other of my antique things I've been shopping for recently. And in the dream, basically, I can't explain how it started because I really don't know, but I was in a church with like a pastor, with a priest that I didn't really know. And I handed him over the locket, and he was telling me like, this is going to be very dangerous. I'm not sure if I can like do what I need to do. And at this point in the dream, I knew what he was talking about, but I really don't I didn't know what he was, I don't know how to explain this. Like in the dream, I understood what he was talking about, but I really didn't understand what he was talking about, like IRL. And I was like, okay, like whatever. So the priest like sits down with the Bible and starts like praying over this necklace, and it's like the entire church turns black, and there's like, I think I've told you guys about the same nightmare that I've had for like 10 years straight, where like things will swirl around the place and like demons will, like, it's a weird nightmare, a reoccurring nightmare I've had for years. But it was kind of like that nightmare. It was like a variation of that nightmare. The church went black, there were books flying everywhere, there were like swirls of like, it just looked like mist all around the church. And the pastor and I like got out. It turned into this whole weird elaborate, like we were on horseback riding away from the evil stuff. And then I don't know, it was really elaborate. But what I remember really distinctly from that dream is that at the very end, I opened up the locket. Something came out of the locket, and it was this huge black mass. Like it was like humanoid, but it had horns, and its face was all I could describe as like handsome. Like it had distinct figures, or face features rather. So it wasn't like a solid shadow person. It was like a very handsome face, like bright red eyes, like a really big smile, but not creepy, just like, I was scared when I saw it, but like it was handsome. And what it said to me was, thanks for inviting me in. I won't let you down, or I won't disappoint. Like at first I think it's like, I'll try not to disappoint. Like I think that's what it said, but that was something like the newest Five Nights at Freddy's game, when you salvage one of the animatronics, this is so silly, when you salvage one of the animatronics, it says something like, I'll try not to disappoint. So maybe that's projecting it into the dream. But also that day I had watched one of my friend Haley's videos where she was telling a story of a woman who had a dream, and then there was like this demon thing that said, thanks for inviting me in, or something like that. So maybe it was all me projecting it into the dream. But weird that I would have it entirely centered around this locket, right? It creeped me out, but honestly, there are too many coincidences to where I was like, oh, that's paranormal. I kind of thought like, that's me projecting like some mildly creepy things that I've taken into my life recently. You know, like Haley's video, like playing the new Five Nights at Freddy's and stuff like that. I was like, that's probably just my mind like projecting, you know? But then what happened last night, I cannot explain away, and I can't say, oh, that's all because of, you know, like me taking in scary movies and games and stuff like that. It's really weird, and I don't really know where to start. But I was falling asleep, and I had been asleep through like 3 YouTube videos. I just leave YouTube videos playing all night. Sometimes like I'll play a bunch of PewDiePie, sometimes I'll play like a bunch of game theory videos or anything. Like I will just watch everything as I fall asleep, and I need like some kind of noise to fall asleep. But if I listen to the news or something, I'll just stress out about the news 24/7. So I was falling asleep and I heard a noise, and I don't know, to be perfectly fair with you, I don't know what the noise was. I just jolted awake. And later on, when I told this story to my brother, he's like, did you, and before I said a word, he said, did you hear that knocking last night? So part of me wonders if it was like a knocking sound or something. But I heard something in my room, and I jolted awake, and my phone had like stopped playing videos for some reason, which is weird because I just had it like to play through a playlist of videos, but it had literally just stopped playing the videos. And my room was really weirdly still, and like, I don't know how else to explain that. It was just like too quiet, and I felt really weirded out. Like really weirded out. And I had jolted awake because I heard something. I didn't know what it was at the time. So kind of creepy, but I start to just sort of fall back asleep. I was really tired last night for some reason. I don't know what it was, but I was exhausted last night. And I think it's because I cleaned my office all day yesterday, and I was just physically genuinely exhausted. I am falling back asleep, and this is something that was not a dream. This was 100% real, like actually happened. Falling asleep, had my phone playing another PewDiePie video, and suddenly Siri goes off and says, I'll search the web for "it's cold out here." I literally have chills thinking about this. In the moment, I really passed it off as like, that's so weird, but maybe it was something in the YouTube video, because I know that my voice sometimes sets off Siri, you know? But why would a man's voice, like PewDiePie's voice, saying it's cold in here set off Siri? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't even sound like my voice. Or it's cold out here, whatever it was. But again, at the time, I was exhausted and I really just brushed it off. I was kind of like, okay, that was strange, but I'm so tired. And as I was falling back asleep, I was looking at this blanket that I had draped over a bunch of my stuff in my bedroom. Basically, I have like a pile of stuff, like a pile of extra blankets. Like there's this little carpet thing that my dogs will use to get into bed with me at night if they're in my bedroom for any particular reason. And I just have a bunch of stuff stacked right there. And I looked at my blanket and I remember the way it was positioned, I was like, there's somebody under there. There's something under that blanket. And I had to like take a minute and think like, no, you're fine. You've watched too many scary movies. There's nothing under that blanket. Like, you are way overreacting. So I go to sleep and I have the most insane dream of my entire life where I go into the dream. By the way, really quick side note, the night before I had dreams about these pigs that lived only in water and I became best friends with one and we were hanging out together and the dream was interrupted by like some sort of demon thing like running through this tiny town that I was in, and I had to go to this witch and tell her that the evil was coming. I've been having a lot of weird dreams about the evil coming recently, between the church thing, that weird pig water thing dream, and then what I'm about to tell you. So in the dream that I had that night, last night that all of this was going on, I dreamed that there was like this awful accident. Like, I was involved in a car accident and I was the only one who survived. Like, and it was near my really old house back in Georgia. And I don't know if that has any significance or anything, but it was near my old house in Georgia. And I was the only one who survived. And then I'm going through the dream, I'm doing whatever, and suddenly there's like a girl with me all of the time. I don't even know what I was doing in the dream, you guys, but there's suddenly this girl with me all the time, and I think her name was Ashley. I could be totally wrong, but I think her name was Ashley. And it's like Ashley is with me like filming YouTube videos. Ashley is with me going to the bathroom. Ashley is with me doing this. Ashley is with me doing that. And I would ask this girl, like, who are you? Like, I don't know you. I don't recognize her, nothing. She's like, I can't even explain to you actually what she looks like because I don't remember at all. It's really weird. When I would ask Ashley who she was, she would just kind of smile at me and like not say anything. And at one point, like, I start talking to, I think my mom or something in this dream, somebody I'm telling, like, this Ashley girl, she's with me all of the time, and it's like, who the heck is she? Whatever. And they were like, well, Ashley's been with you forever. Ashley has your YouTube channel with you. Like, Ashley is your sister. Ashley's your friend. And I was like, what do you mean? And my mom or whoever it was that I was talking to was like, well, Ashley is you. Like, you are the same person. And it was like this girl was me, but she was detached from me and she was a separate human. It was so weird, you guys, and so vivid. And I have to tell you, my sleep schedule recently has been falling asleep at like 10 or 11 p.m. max, and then waking up at like 6, 7 in the morning. I've been sleeping 7, 8 hours a night, like to the T, not oversleeping at all. And I woke up to my alarm going off, like my last call, seriously, get out of bed alarm at 9 a.m. and I could not wake up. I was dreaming while awake, but I wasn't having sleep paralysis. Maybe it was sleep paralysis actually, because I physically couldn't wake up. It was like I would start to wake up and I would literally physically in my body feel Ashley tugging me back in. And it was the most bizarre thing I can begin to explain to you. But eventually I did wake up. And I was just shook to my core, you guys. I cannot begin to explain it. I was so weirded out by this dream. And I look over and I kid you not, the blanket that I was like, there is something under that, has been moved and is in a different position than it was when I fell asleep. Like, has physically been moved. Is no longer draped to where it looks like there is a person underneath, I can't say that word right now. It is like shuffled. It's weird and I can't really explain it, but that's where the dream ends off. And I literally go to my brother's room and I'm like, you're not gonna believe me, but here's what I experienced. And before I could say anything, he's like, oh my God, did you hear that knocking sound last night too? I don't know. It was really strange, and last night was a lot. And it makes me really scared to go to bed tonight, so I'm gonna call a friend of mine and see if she'll come stay the night with me. But I go home for the holidays tomorrow, so I won't have to deal with my apartment and this haunting for a little while. But I just think it's weird. I don't think I brought in another spirit. So let me just kind of get my theories out there. Number one, people have been giving me a lot of crap about like buying a bunch of haunted dolls. Like I bought one haunted doll and I bought one haunted mystery box. Annabelle's just a creepy old doll. Like I have a bunch of creepy old antiques, and I have done this for years and I will continue to do it because like vintage items and antiques it doesn't mean that they're haunted, you know what I mean? I think it's silly to avoid them altogether because like, I don't know, I bought like one haunted doll doll and like a haunted mystery box. But it is weird thinking now about this locket, but part of me really does believe that dream. Like I have weird feelings about it. Literally as I'm talking about this to you guys, I just saw like a shadow out of the corner of my eye over here. It is weird, but I think I can explain it away. Last night, I cannot explain away. Between the knocking that woke me up, that my brother also heard, between literally my Siri going off saying, I will search the web for it's cold out there, or it's cold in here, whatever it was. Number 3, the blanket thing, the blanket being moved. And the number 4, that weird dream that I could not wake up from. I don't know, you guys. Let me know what you think down below, but I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit longer, but I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me this holiday and this Christmas. And if you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you all so very much. I hope you have an amazing, amazing day, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.